Hello everybody, I am Red King from Send More Robots, and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, today is another Thursday, which means there is another great update for this game. They included a lot of modding options in this one, so you could mod certain things like the laser antenna, since that was in the last week. I guess they made more permanent attachments for the laser antenna as well, but they didn't really cover it too much. That's not something I'm going to cover, really. I'm going to cover the new block that they introduced, which is the conveyor sorter block, which is this one right here. It's these two items, which are exactly the same, except for one key difference. As you can see, the colors are different, so it kind of signifies what state it is in, whether it is online, which is the green or yellow symbol, or if it's offline, which is the red. So either powered or unpowered, really simple. It's a really cool block because, as you can, it does something pretty sweet, which will help a lot of people out, especially when it comes to mining, sorting things out, getting things pulled to a certain area. It works great. As you can see right here, I have two cargo containers from left to right, right to left, however you want to look at it, and they're both connected. They have the conveyor tubes, so if I put my hand drill in there, I can push it either direction. Because those things are omnidirectional, they will go either way. It doesn't matter what is in between as long as they're connected like this. But if I were to remove that and put in the conveyor sorter block, this now only creates, if I put it back in here and I put it here, it only creates a one-way path. So that's really useful, especially when it comes to refueling ships and stuff like that. You can just put it in a cargo container, put one of these on there, and it suddenly does not pull from the... It doesn't pull the ingots from there. It just keeps it all inside until you need it pulled in the right direction. So it's a pretty handy little machine. I have a few examples of what it is, and I will show you guys right now. Alright, so this is my first example of a kind of a simplified machine of how you could get things to work how you want, especially with these conveyor sorting blocks. This right here, this one right here, I believe is set up to only receive silicon ore, and this one is set up only to receive iron ore. So if you have one ore abundancy over the other, and you need it to process specifically, you can actually set up the conveyor blocks to do just that. So I actually have two stacks. I have iron, and I have silicone. And as you can see, they have instantly gone to their own refineries. So that now we can have a huge sorting system which will allow a ship to dock, drop in the ore, and each refinery or arc furnace that you get will pull the appropriate one and be able to process that piece of ore and move on, which makes this so much simpler. And this actually gave me a great idea, which I will show you guys in just a moment. Alright, and so this is the next little thing I wanted to show you guys, which was a actual deep space supply depot I kind of just built really quickly. I kind of like the way it looks, because it looks like kind of a boat or a cargo container mixed together, especially using the new blocks to give it interesting new shapes. This side I haven't programmed, so it looks kind of dazed, but this seems like a good idea for me, because then you can have something, like I said, deep space program. So if you're like going out and you're exploring the galaxy and you want to leave this behind for, like, you know, people you know, or your empire, or you're kind of just like setting up like a trade route, really, that leaves like options that can be deposited, something you can come back to in that system later. This is a great way to do it because of how this thing works, which is one is set up to refuel, one is set up to components, ammo, and ore. So if you want to trade out ore and you want to take the ore, refine it, and then put it back in, you can use it right here. So there's two different system setups right here. And it's something like this that actually gives you the ability in which to do these specific ship designs and everything like that. It creates a lot of awesome options that will continue to make this game more of a simulator over just a voxel building game, which is going to be really sweet. But thank you all for joining me on this episode. This was pretty much like the biggest highlights of the entire episode. I will go over more about this supply depot in another video, as I have a few other things I built that I would cover in that. But again, thank you all for joining me on this one. If you liked today's video, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps us out, really gets us into building more content and everything like that. Subscribe today if you haven't already, because, I mean, why not? Subscribing is always a good way. It's really easy to hit that button. It's that big big red subscribe button. And always, guys, remember who you are and what you are. Don't go cause any trouble out there in that crazy, crazy galaxy. And always remember, Marcus Phoenix had a very bad life, but so did Joel. Terrible. Bye, guys.
This is literally the same start. It's literally starting with the situation. So unfortunately, I